Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So today we're going to make Lebanese street sandwiches. And if you look up recipes for Lebanese street sandwiches, you would probably accompany it with some tahini sauce. But we're not going to, because we know better. We know about toom. So I did a short video a few months ago on making toom. And this stuff is absolutely incredible. We're going to make some today to go with our Lebanese street sandwiches. So what is toom? Think mayonnaise, except using eggs, you're using garlic. So a fluffy, white, garlicky sauce. It is out of this world. So I have already, off camera, taken about, 30 or 40 garlic cloves here, and I have taken off the papery skin. And then another thing you need to do when you're making toom is, if there is any hint of a green stem coming out of that garlic, then go ahead and cut that clove in half and pick that green stem out, because it will impart a bitter taste to your toom, and you don't want that. I have a teaspoon of salt here. I have a cup and a half of avocado oil, and we also need to have standing by about a quarter cup of lemon juice. Looks like it's going to take just about 1.5 lemons. Yep, exactly 1.5 lemons. Toom is simple to make, but it really requires patience. Very few ingredients, but you really got to take your time. So, first thing we're going to do is get our garlic cloves in our food processor, along with our teaspoon of salt. We're going to mince this for about a minute, and we're going to scrape down the sides as necessary. Now we're going to add about a tablespoon at a time of the avocado oil until the garlic looks good and emulsified. And we'll stop and scrape down as necessary. As I said, this takes a lot of patience, but the payoff is worth it. So what I recommend is get your tablespoon or so poured in to start drizzling. Then start. All right. All right, I believe this is the last iteration. And remember, use Snoop Dogg's cooking technique of the de-rizzle. All right, at this point I have 1 cup left of avocado oil. I got my quarter cup of lemon juice. We're going to alternate back and forth between the two. So obviously I need 4 times as much avocado oil added each time as I do the lemon juice. But if you don't alternate, you won't get this smooth and creamy like you want. Now, if somehow we jack it up, there is a way to fix it, but hopefully we don't have to use that. But I'll still talk about it at the end if we don't have to. Okay, let's give it a look real quick. The taste is out of this world. Going to get scraped down real well. I don't think we're going to have to use the trick, because when you need to use the trick, you can see that the oil and the garlic has separated, and it hasn't. We just need to go a little bit longer to get this whipped up into sort of a cream, almost like a divine garlic whipped cream. All right, so the secret is for fixing it if it fails. If you see the oil and the garlic separating, it's just not going to get to where you want it to be. You can slowly add some egg whites to this. Now, it'll give you the consistency. You'll lose a little bit of the garlic flavor, but the garlic flavor on this is absolutely intense. So it's not the end of the world if you have to do that. All we have to do right now, because we're looking good, is take the time. Let the air get whipped into that and get us our creamy texture that we're looking for. So this can take as long as 30 minutes. We've been at this for about 15 right now. So it's just a matter of a waiting game. Oh my God, we got it where we want it. And we will get that into the refrigerator. All right, now for the street sandwiches. Into a bowl, 2 pounds of ground beef. We're using aged ground beef. You can use regular. So then I'm going to take 2 large sweet onions, and I'm going to roughly chop those and then chuck them into the food processor. Then we're going to get those processed till they're minced. Okay. Not seeing any large chunks there. Into the bowl. All right, 2 bunches of parsley. Go into the food processor. And we finally chop those. That looks good. All of that goes in with our beef and onions. Then we add 1 large egg. And a damn good pinch of salt and pepper. Now all that gets mixed together until it is homogeneous. Now we get our griddle warmed up on medium heat. We're going to take our pita bread and divide it in half. All right, so we got our pitas cut in half. There's a top and bottom. Now I'm going to spoon the meat mixture on there. So I got 6 of these. So I want to try and use about 1/6 of my meat mixture. Spoon that onto the pita and get it spread out. All the way to the ends, of course. All right, now we get the top on that. So now we're going to cook that for about 12 minutes, and we're going to flip it every 2 minutes until we get the beef to an internal temperature of around 160 degrees. All right, so let's get this thing cut up. All right, I'll let it cool for 2 minutes, but it still looks hotter than the surface of the sun. So I'll tell you, what I should have done was oil the outside of the pita before I got that on the griddle. I've got 5 more to make, so I'll do that with the next ones. All right, so first of all, we'll take a bite of it just as it is. Onions and the parsley, very good, but now we take it to the next level. Take a bite of it with a little bit of thyme. Thyme on there. Absolute garlicky heaven. You want to try this, and you definitely want to try thyme. I hope that you like what you saw today. If you did, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, then you become a subscriber. You'll know when we release every one of our episodes. Thank you so much for your support. Leave a comment for us. Tell us how you like this. Until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.